Hello and welcome back to Lois and Morgana Davidson Art. It's Lois here, and today I'm going to be showing you how I painted this very loose winter landscape with reflections of the trees in the river. It's, as I said, nice and loose, so it's something that I'm trying to suggest the scene with loose brushwork rather than trying to overtly paint every detail. I've penciled in a very rough outline just with a horizon line, a few trees and the shape of the river very loosely penciled onto the paper. And then I'm going to paint in a very simple wet in wet sky by wetting the page all over with clean water using my Princeton Aqua Elite 1.5 inch Mottler brush. Then ultramarine, I shall dab out some clouds with paper tissues, and then I'll put in a distant tree line with some raw umber, sepia and Payne's grey. I've reflected the sky in the river, and I've created the start of my trees with the palette knife by etching through the damp paint. This is now a really rich Payne's grey, and I'm establishing the shadowy banks, keeping it really loose, just suggesting the shadows of the banks, and that should help the white paper on the field to contrast beautifully and look like snow, especially when I get a few textural lines, pale marks onto the snow, but leaving things very, very simple. I'm going to pull down some reflections where I know I want my trees, just very faint marks into the water while it's still a little bit damp. And then once I've started off the shadows of my trees, I'm going to use my flat brush to, using it clean and damp, and lift out just a little bit of light across the water. Keeping that nice and horizontal. And it just creates the suggestion or the illusion that there's water there and reflections. Now I'm going to work into that tree line a bit more, etching through that rich paint with my palette knife, and then I'll use a dark mix of Payne's grey with a bit of sepia added to it and start to paint in my trees. So that's the first main middle ground trees painted with the rigger brush. I'm now going to paint this second group in exactly the same way. Just a few finer branches towards the end, flicking the rigger brush out in the direction that I want the branches to take. Still keeping it really loose, just giving the impression of these winter trees. And then I can use the side of the brush just to put in a few more sort of hints of shadows on the snow, but keeping that nice simple contrast. With a loose painting like this, everything is suggested by the brushwork rather than painted overtly. So while I'm waiting for that to dry now, I'm just going to show you my book, Landscapes in Watercolour, Techniques and Tutorials for the Complete Beginner. If you're interested in taking a look at that, there will be links in the description below. And our new book, Flowers in Watercolour, is due out very soon. So please take a look at the links for that in the description below. We're very proud of this new book, available to pre-order at the moment, hopefully out by the end of October in the UK. And so, as I say, take a look in the description below for links if you're interested. But we're really proud of this new book and we hope you'll enjoy that too. So let's take a look at this lovely snow scene. I'm going to remove the tape. As soon as that white border is revealed and we remove all the sort of messy brushwork that goes off the sides of the page, we can see the painting as a more complete, more finished image. It's very loose, it's very, very simple, but it works fairly well. I think I'm just going to add a little bit more definition, quite pale, but just a few little marks, extra marks to add to the reflection, just so that that's a little bit stronger in this scene. Trying to sort of reflect those tree shapes a little bit in the water, but without overdoing it. And I think I'm happy with that, so I'm going to call this loose painting finished. I'm a little bit rusty with reflections, so I'm not entirely happy with them. I think they work, but I don't think they're quite what I was looking for. But that's the whole point about practicing. It takes practice and it takes sort of analysing your own work without being too critical or judgmental. In other words, sort of noticing what you're less keen on and what is less successful in your painting, but without letting it put you off, just seeing it as an important part of the learning experience. After all, we can learn far more from our mistakes than we can ever learn from getting something right first time. So embrace the mistakes and embrace the practice. Well, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then please click on the thumbs up button, and why not consider subscribing to our channel if you haven't already. It's free to do and it really helps with our reach. And thank you so much to everybody that supports us on Patreon. We really do appreciate you. I'll see you again soon. Take care and happy painting. Bye.